Hi, this is Mick Dennis here, Michael Dennis. I'd like to welcome you to my tutorial here. I'm going to be talking about 8 different pentatonic scales that you can play over an E7 chord. So I'll just break them down one by one. In the intro to the video, I did not play every single variation, but I played enough of a sampling just to get you thinking about some of these things. So the very first one I did is going to be Modal Pentatonics. So I've talked about these in other videos. So I'm going to do a Modal Pentatonic based off of E7 chord, based off of the root of the chord, the third of the chord, the fifth of the chord, and the flatted seventh of the chord. Those are the first 4 that I did. So I'll spell out those names: D, E, G sharp, A, B. And then I've also talked a lot about these chromatic fill-in notes or chromatic passing tones, connecting the chord tones. So that'll be the first one. So the second one, let's go here: F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, D. So that's based off of kind of the minor 7 flat 5, like G sharp minor 7 flat 5. That would go along with an E7 or E9 chord. Then you also have a chromatic passing tones, and then maybe I'll just talk a little bit about this kind of cliche here: hammer on G, G sharp, and then keep the B down. So a double note. And then you also have a different kind of bending. Here I'm doing C sharp to D. Okay, so maybe we'll just kind of go back and forth a little bit. I'll play a little bit out of this pentatonic, and then you can follow me, and then I'll play out of this modal pentatonic, and you can follow me. I've talked about this before very briefly. What a modal pentatonic is it's the root, third, fifth, and seventh of whatever chord you're playing, which is the E7th, and then you're doing whatever the diatonic fourth of that scale would be. So E7 is the 5 chord of A major. So I'm going to add in my A note. Okay, and then the same thing's happening here: F sharp, G sharp, B, D. F sharp is a G sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, and then the fourth of that would be C sharp. Okay, I'll go first here. Here comes the loop. You play. Next one. You play. I'll play. Go. You play. Okay, that loop got a little bit messed up, so I'll try to give you a better shot next time. Okay, so let's go on to the next 2 modal pentatonics. So this is going. So we're talking about an E, kind of E7, E9 chord. So the next one's going to be based off the fifth of the chord, A, B, D, E, F sharp. So that's basically B minor pentatonic. Okay, and then the next one is going to be like a D major 7th based off of the D, C sharp D, F sharp, G sharp, A. So here I'm throwing in the G sharp, since the G sharp is in the key of A. So so an interesting thing that happens here, and I think I've talked about this before in other videos. So you might not think to throw in this F note here on this when you're playing an E7 chord, but if you just think of this as just a blues scale, it's just an interesting way of getting that unusual note. And then some other kind of, blues notes. So pentatonic, whenever you're playing pentatonic, you can almost always throw in the blues note. And then here, I kind of like this sound a lot, kind of bending back and forth between the 3rd and 4th of the chord. And then you all have the... And that would sound kind of cool too, to kind of go back and forth, bending between the C sharp and D, which is the 6th and flatted 7. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. I'll play and then you'll play, and then I'll try to be aware of when the loop ends, and then I'll try to give you a better chance. So we'll do B minor pentatonic, and then D major 7th modal pentatonic, back and forth. Here it goes. I'll go first. You play. Go. Play. Okay, wait, let me reset the loop. You go. I'll play here. Play. Play. Okay. All right. So that was modal pentatonics based off the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the flatted 7th. So next I'll do the major pentatonic. Okay. So let's go here. Let's maybe expand this out a little bit more. So I'll look at 3 different places. So B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G. Right, so that's the root 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th based around the E. So that's one. I think Clapton does. In a Hideaway, he does something off of that. Okay, so the next position will be here: E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. Okay, and then back to same place here: B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. Okay, I'll do some typical licks here, and then we can kind of go back and forth with this E major pentatonic. Hammer on, down, up, picking. Slide or bend. Okay, and then I also like this half-step bend here. So that's just like we did before. So that's going to be the dominant 7th. Okay, then you can kind of do some similar things here. E, F sharp, G sharp. So you have the major pentatonic, E major pentatonic, So you can do the bend there up to the flatted third. And then you also have this chromatic in here, a blues note. Right, it's the flatted third. So you're on the E7 chord, and then you also have this double stop, hammering G to G sharp, or a very typical sound would be a half bend into the flat. Okay, and then so you have a similar lick here. Very, very typical, kind of like Clapton does that lick all the time. Yeah. Okay, then here, so you have that half step bend, C sharp to D. Okay, and then you also quick bend up to the kind of BB King-ish kind of lick, and then you can also maybe expand this. So then you're kind of hinting at the blues scale a little bit there. So maybe we'll cover that in a separate trial. So we'll go back and forth a couple times. What I'll do is, because of the length of this lick and how I'm doing these trades back and forth, I'll have to stop the lick. I'll stop the track and then give you a chance to play along with me. So here, here, here. Okay, I won't go any farther there. That's good. Okay, here we go. I'll go first. You play. You play. Okay, I'll put the loop back. You play. Go. I'll play. You play. Okay, one more time. You play. Okay, so in my years of teaching, sometimes I'll kind of do things kind of a little bit counterintuitively. So I could have very easily started with the blues scale, but I thought, well, a lot of guitar players already know that, so I decided to leave that for a little bit later. Okay, so we did four modal pentatonics, E major pentatonic. Now next I'll do E minor pentatonic or E blues scale. So I kind of think of those as being the same thing. So here's one: D E, G A B, and then you can also you can always throw in this blues note. That's the flatted fifth. And then I've also talked about how you can do chromatic fill-in, passing notes. And you just have to kind of get, just experiment with those to get them to sound right. Okay, so now we have, once again, E7 chord. So right here, G, G, A, B, D, E, E, D, B, A, G. Now the other thing I've been doing whenever I'm doing these sliding patterns, I'm also throwing in this note, this extra E note here, so that also works here. D, E, G, A, B, and an extra B note there. Okay, and then let's see, we're here, and then here is the octave. And let's go ahead and throw in the blues box also. And a lot of times when I'm doing these videos and teaching, I suggest mostly keeping your licks, if playing lead, on the top 3 or 4 strings. So you have G, E, D, B, A, G, E, D. And then you have your chromatic fill-ins. Then here you can throw in the blues note, either or. And then there's that lick that Page does. He does kind of a chromatic fill-ins there off of the blues box. And then you can also, if you feel like, throw in this open E minor. Sliding there or whatever. Okay, so we'll go back and forth several times with this using the different E minor pentatonic or E blues scales. Okay, I'll play first. Go. Blues box. Okay, I'll stop the loop. Okay, you go. Go. Okay, blues box again. Go. Open position. Play. Okay, wait. Okay, go. Go. I just want to point out that one lick I did there. So this is something that I tend to do a lot. So out of the blues box, you have these double note licks. You know, so you have 12th fret here, G and B, and then these notes here aren't really in pentatonic, A and C sharp. So that's a nice lick to play over the chords. So for that matter, if you're playing the B minor pentatonic, if you go back to the original 4 scales that I did, so if you have B minor pentatonic blues box, that's a really nice lick to play. So maybe we'll just do a couple times with that. So I'm going to play. I'll play that lick, and then I'll play the same lick at the 7th fret. We'll kind of go back and forth with this a couple times before I go on to the last 2 pentatonics. Here I go. I'll start E, and then E minor, and then B minor. All over the same E7 chord. Go. play. Okay, wait here. Okay, ready, go. Okay, so the next couple pentatonics are considered a more outside kind of sound. Different ways you can think about this. So I'm on an E7 chord. So one way to create an altered sound is to play a minor pentatonic whose root is a minor third above that chord. So that'd be a G minor pentatonic. So G minor pentatonic, F, G, B flat, C, D. Or you can also think of it as a major pentatonic that's a tritone away from the root. So either way. So how about we'll use this one, F, G, B flat, C, D. And then if you want to throw in the blues note, you can. Okay, and then let's use this one here, G, D, G, F, D, C, B flat, B flat, C. So you can kind of think of that as, you know, G minor, B flat major. And then the whole key to this is you're getting outside the tonality, you're kind of creating tensions. So you have flat 9, sharp 9, flat 5, sharp 5, and then that D note is a nice anchor tone because that's the 7th of the chord. And then what you do is you just have to kind of practice, you know, and resolving into a chord tone, maybe like the root or the 5th is good. So kind of see what happens. So we'll kind of go back and forth. I'll play G minor, resolving into the E, and then, you know, here G minor to create the altered sound, and then resolving this some kind of E. We'll kind of go back and forth a couple times with this. Okay, I'll go first. You play. Play. Okay, wait. Go. I'll play. Play. Blues box. Play. Okay, so that just takes a little bit of practice to get that sound, you know, to get that altered sound and then to resolve it in a convincing way. Okay, so I'm going to do one more concept to end the video here. So this is something I learned from Jimmy Bruno Master Class at a Duquesne University guitar workshop many years ago. So Jimmy Bruno was talking about playing outside the scale. So he was doing, I think he did the example of C. So I think he made a circle, and he said, well, you have B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So he was doing the key of C, and then he says, well, what notes aren't in that scale? So it just so happens that the notes that aren't in the scale are F sharp or G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat. So the notes of a major pentatonic scale that's a flat a fifth away from the key will give you the notes that are outside. So I thought, well, this would be an interesting thing to play over this. So if we're in the key, so if we're an E7 chord, okay, E7 is the 5 chord of the key of A. So therefore, to play this outside sound that Jimmy Bruno's talking about, because you have 7 notes in the scale, 5 notes would give you 7 and 5 is 12. So you have E flat major pentatonic, E flat, F, G, B flat, C are all the notes that aren't in that scale. So you can think of it as E flat major pentatonic, or you can think of it as C minor pentatonic, or you can think of it as the blues box. So all those notes are totally not in the key. So if you look at where you are on the fretboard, that's kind of an interesting sound. You can resolve to the B minor pentatonic and use one of the previous modal pentatonics, or you can kind of do the concept we just did with the altered sound, C minor, and then maybe just resolve to either the E, resolve to one of the notes of the chord. So I'll kind of go back and forth here. I'll do C minor pentatonic here, C here, and sometimes I'll resolve to the E or B note and sometimes I'll resolve to the B minor pentatonic. Okay, we'll go back and forth for this a couple times. Go. Go. Wait. Put it back again. I was just going back and forth between C and B minor pentatonic. Go. C minor here. Go. Go. Okay, so some of these are easier to hear than others. So they basically, just do a quick recap. I did 8 different pentatonic scales to play over a dominant 7 chord. So E7, D, E, G sharp, A, B. So that's based off of the root of the chord. G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, D. So that's based off of like the third of the chord, or a G sharp minor 7 flat 5. B minor pentatonic, A, B, D, E, F sharp, or blues, kind of based off of the 5th. Okay, and then the D major 7, modal pentatonic, C sharp, D, F sharp, G sharp, A, based off of the 7th of the chord. Now, I didn't do all the inversions of those. This should give you enough to think about for a while. And then you have your E major pentatonic, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. You hear E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. And then you have these flat at seventh next door, and then you also have the flat at third in the middle there. Okay, then obviously the blues scale, or E minor pentatonic D E, G A B, and then here G A B, D E. And then throwing in that note there, and then obviously any of your blues boxes. So you can use the blues boxes whenever you feel like it. Okay, so that's so major, and then you have the two outside sounds. The one is the creating the altered sound using the minor pentatonic. That's a minor third up from your root. So here G minor pentatonic, or here blues box. Or here B flat, C D, F G. All right, and then once again, the key here is to kind of be able to hear how you want to resolve that into a note that's more consonant with the E chord. Okay, and then last but not least was the concept I learned from Jimmy Bruno. Depending on what key you're in, you just use the notes that aren't in the key. So if you think about it, so my example I did earlier, key of C, all the white notes of the piano, and then the black keys would be G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, and so on. So that's another way of thinking about it. Okay, so let's just end off here. We'll just jam back and forth a couple times. With the backing track, and I think what I'll do, I'll have you start, and that way when it pauses at the end, I'll take it going. So thanks for listening and watching. Hope you found something interesting that you can apply to your own playing. Okay, you go first. Ready, go. I'll play. You go. 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 Okay, stop. Okay, you go. 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 Okay, one more time here. Go. Okay, Michael Dennis here. Thanks for listening. Have fun learning to play the guitar, learning some of these concepts, and Until next time.